These are some of the most unsettling clips ever recorded. I've searched through countless videos to bring you only the most intense moments, so viewer discretion is advised. Let's start with this first terrifying encounter. Today, we're diving into the chilling story of Galagi, a popular YouTuber known for his channel Nightscape. With over 1.1 million subscribers, his content is packed with thrilling adventures. But this time, what started as a unique exploration would turn into an experience he'd never forget, and for all the wrong reasons.
What is going on, guys? Nightscape here. I am back once again. Okay, so today, this video, unfortunately, is not the video that I wanted to make. This is not the title that I wanted this video to have. This video was supposed to be a fun, exciting video of the Paris catacombs, showing you guys how incredible they were, how amazing they look, and yeah. But unfortunately, we got snaked.
It was June 7th, 2017, a warm, sunny day in London, when Galagi and his friend Dibs decided to embark on an adventure in the Paris catacombs. For those unfamiliar with this location, the catacombs are an extensive network of underground tunnels beneath Paris, originally limestone quarries, but transformed in the 18th century into a burial site to manage the city's overflowing cemeteries. Today, the catacombs hold the remains of over 6 million people, with skull-lined walls and winding passages that span over 200 miles. Only a small marked section is open to the public, but Galagi and Dibs were planning to explore the hidden illegal catacombs, a notoriously dangerous maze for those who enter.
What is going on, guys? Nightscape here. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown of the situation right now. So currently, me and the boy Dibsdale, we are in my place. At about 3 AM this morning, we decided to book coaches to Paris at 9 AM. So currently, we've both done an all-nighter. We are both extremely tired. We are gonna push through it. We're gonna go to Victoria. We're gonna get on a coach to Paris, and we're gonna try and explore the catacombs and potentially some rooftops. Hopefully it should be good. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's do it.
Galagi and Dibs traveled to Paris, stopping at the Eiffel Tower, enjoying a good meal, and finally getting some rest before the big day. Early the next morning, they met up with their guide, a man they knew only as Tainted, someone they'd found on Instagram who claimed he knew the catacombs like the back of his hand. With Tainted's help, they hoped to capture footage of their underground adventure. But little did they know, this guide had a different plan. Once inside the catacombs, they ventured about 20 minutes into the dark, cramped tunnels, snapping photos and taking it all in. Suddenly, Tainted told them he needed a quick break and disappeared around a corner. Minutes passed, but he didn't return. Realization hit. He had abandoned them, taking their camera with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What just happened?
Okay.
What just happened?
Essentially what happened was, we came with a guy called Tainted, who we met on Instagram, and we got to this room, we got pretty deep, we came in, we've been walking for a good 20 minutes, and then we went to go get some pictures. He stayed here with my camera and our bags. After about a few minutes, he said he was going to pee. We said, okay, cool. And then we came back, he hasn't returned, it's been about 20 minutes now, my camera's gone, and he's left us alone, taking my camera, deep in the Paris catacombs. So we're a bit like, not sure what to do at the moment.
Look, let me show you guys. Like this is we don't really know the way back. Like we're not sure of the way back.
We don't know the way back.
So we're like stuck underground, and we found this ladder, which is very, very tall, but it's completely locked. Completely locked. So we literally don't know the way out, and we're stuck deep under Paris. We've got a bus back to London at 9 AM.
Okay, I mean, so like, this is pretty crazy. I've never really been in a situation like this. So now this vlog has taken a turn from Paris catacombs to stuck in Paris catacombs.
From a fun urbex vlog to literally like we could fucking die.
We won't die, but it's like, It's just like, it's crazy because like, he was did you shake your head? Yeah, yeah, it's crazy because like, he was such a nice guy as well. We thought it was so cool.
We invited him to London.
We invited him to London, everything, and now like, he's done this and it's just like, you don't do that, man. That's just crazy. Like, who does that?
Start trying to get out while we still got batteries on our torches and shit.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, guys. So, yeah, from now, I'm going to be vlogging, trying to get out of the Paris catacombs, and, yeah, let's do this.
They were stranded in a labyrinth of tunnels with no footage of their entry and no way of knowing how to get out. Panic began to set in as they processed what had just happened.
This is so ridiculous, like actually so ridiculous. We've been fucking robbed and left.
Oh, I've got an idea.
What?
Okay, there's loads of these, so I think we should take these with us and just make a trail. Put them in.
Let's just stock up on them.
There's so many.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna make a trail out of these to try to find our way out.
This is mad.
This is a f***ing joke.
It was such a good trip as well.
Like
it was
so much footage, we'd done so much stuff. It was so sick.
As the minutes turned to hours, Galagi and Dibs were left to navigate the catacombs alone. They tried to retrace their steps, but it was hopeless. The endless tunnels were disorienting and unfamiliar. The reality of their situation was setting in. They were lost, deep underground, with no food, water, or guide. After a while, they decide to wait, praying that another exploration group might come along and rescue them.
So, it's 2:09 AM right now. I've got 12% battery and no service. I'm going to try and go to the top of this ladder. Hopefully we can get service. But, yeah, if not, we're just going to have to try and make our way out. The thing is as well, you might be thinking this is fake, but I promise, I swear on my life, this is not fake. This is actually happening.
Abandoned. I got work Friday, reckon I'll make it.
Maybe.
Music. Yo! Yo! Galagi! Come. Yo, man!
Just as they were beginning to lose hope, a faint sound caught their attention. Music echoing through the tunnels. Dibs shouted, hoping the man could help them.
Came here with a person.
Yes.
Cataphile?
With a cataphile.
I see nobody.
Nobody.
He took my camera and left.
Here. Here.
This is us?
Yes. Here. Exit.
Fuck that.
He asked us if we wanted to see.
Merci, merci.
Thank you, thank you.
Mate, how am I going to get my camera back?
Well, I don't know if you are going to be able to.
A man appeared, a French local who was no stranger to the catacombs. Gratefully, they followed him through winding corridors, ducking through narrow paths, and even trudging through ankle-deep water.
Do not drop it, please.
I went.
What a night.
What a night.
What a fucking night.
Can't believe it, man. It was such a good trip as well. It was going so well. And pretty much all of my footage is gone as well. I've got like one day.
Every step felt like an eternity, but they were moving forward. And then, finally, a sliver of the outside. They had made it.
Alright guys, we're out of the catacombs. I think now me and Dibs were just like a bit baffled really as to what has just happened. I mean, like he took us down there, he seemed like such a nice guy, we were nice to him, there was nothing bad, like it was just a normal situation. We got deep into the catacombs, we sat down, we told him that we had no map, no food, no water, he knew that, and still he goes on and robs me and leaves us deep in the catacombs. Like, I don't get what kind of person does that to someone. It's just, I really just don't know what to say, really. Like, I don't know. What makes it worse is that now I literally don't have a camera, so I genuinely don't think I'm going to be able to afford another one. Not for a long time, especially if I can't make YouTube videos. I'm sorry I could not make a proper vlog for you guys. It was such a good trip. I had so much more footage that I had for you. It was so good, but what can you do? These things happen sometimes. All right, we're going to change our shoes, and then we're going to go back to our hotel, and yeah.
Exhausted and shaken, they emerged from the catacombs, overwhelmed with a mix of relief and anger. Who would do such a thing, abandoning them in the darkness, with no warning or resources? It was a betrayal that left them scarred, but grateful to have found someone willing to lead them back to safety.
I just want to say one last thing before I finish this vlog. Shout out to the guy that found us and took us out, because if it wasn't for him, we'd literally be down there for I don't know how long. That was a mad experience. I'm sorry that I could not provide a proper vlog of the catacombs for you. I really wanted to get like skulls and bones and have a good time. I apologize if there aren't many videos ahead of this because I don't have a camera.
They returned to their hotel in shock and caught the next train to London, vowing never to return to those haunted tunnels. December 9th, 2019, 11:56 a.m. It was meant to be the trip of a lifetime. Anthony Langford, celebrating his 51st birthday, embarked on a cruise aboard the Ovation of the Seas with his wife Christine, 46, their 17-year-old daughter Winona, and 19-year-old son Jesse. The family from Sydney had traveled extensively, but this voyage promised something extraordinary. A journey through New Zealand's majestic landscapes, culminating in a visit to Wakari, also known as White Island, a remote, active volcano rising dramatically from the sea. On the morning of December 9th, the cruise ship docked at Tauranga, a popular port in the Bay of Plenty. The weather was idyllic, sunny skies, calm seas. Among the day's excursions was a guided tour to White Island. Despite the volcano's alert level being raised to level 2 due to increased activity, tours continued as usual. The Langfords, seeking adventure, joined 43 others on the trip.
Opportunity up there as well. You'll notice there's an area where there's a bit of bubbling water. Please don't go too close to it because it is undercut. Not quite sure where it sort of ends up.
Upon arrival, the group donned yellow helmets and gas masks, following guides across the island's fragile, sulfur-stained terrain. Beneath their feet, the earth trembled, a common occurrence on Wakari. Unbeknownst to them, superheated steam and gas had been accumulating beneath the surface, trapped under a thin crust of rock. And at 2:02 p.m. things take a disturbing turn.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy crap! Oh my god! Oh my god! Look at the boat! Oh no!
Somebody laying in the border.
Holy crap!
Covered in
Look at the helicopter now.
oh my god.
Without warning, the volcano erupted violently. A massive plume of ash, steam, and toxic gas surged skyward, engulfing the island within seconds. Temperatures soared above 300 degrees Celsius, incinerating everything in their path. The eruption was so sudden that there was no time to flee. Jesse Langford, near the crater with his family, was thrown to the ground. He felt his skin burning, his vision fading. Through the chaos, he realized his mother had died instantly. His father showed signs of life, but succumbed shortly after. His sister, Winona, was nowhere to be seen. In a later interview, Jesse recounted the harrowing experience, describing the searing pain and the desperate search for his family amidst the ash and smoke. Despite his injuries, Jesse managed to stumble towards the shore. A tour guide from another group spotted him and helped him into the water to cool his burns. He was the only one who survived the eruption from such close range. Rescue efforts were hampered by the island's remote location, requiring helicopters and boats to reach the victims. For many, help came too late. Of the 47 people on the island, 22 lost their lives, including Anthony and Christine Langford. Winona's body was never recovered. Jesse suffered burns to 90% of his body and was placed in a medically induced coma at the Royal North Shore Hospital in Sydney. Upon awakening, he learned of his family's fate. In a video message played at their funeral, he expressed his grief and gratitude for surviving, stating, "I'm thankful to be alive, but everything I knew is gone." The tragedy of Wakari serves as a stark reminder of the risks inherent in adventure tourism and the importance of stringent safety measures. For Jesse Langford, the journey towards healing continues, marked by resilience and the memory of his lost loved ones. In the summer of 2022, in Korea, an upscale corporate villa known as Joseph Israel was rented out for what was supposed to be a lively and enjoyable company event. The villa, known for its luxurious outdoor pool area, had been secured by a local marketing agency as the perfect setting for employees to relax and bond outside of the usual work environment. On July 21st, 50 employees gathered for the event, soaking in the summer heat and cooling off in the pristine blue waters of the pool. Everything seemed to be going smoothly, the perfect mix of socializing, drinks, and swimming. But then, something unusual started happening. Some partygoers began to notice the water level slowly receding. At first, it was subtle, hardly noticeable, but soon the drop became more apparent. One observant attendee, sensing that something wasn't right, pulled out their phone and began recording. And just as they hit record, chaos erupted. Without warning, the ground beneath the pool gave way, collapsing into a massive sinkhole. The peaceful waters instantly transformed into a swirling vortex, dragging everything in its path down into the earth. The powerful suction created an overwhelming current, pulling pool floats, water, and even people into its depths. In mere seconds, the once-filled pool was completely drained, leaving nothing but a gaping chasm where the water used to be. Fortunately, only 6 people had been in the pool at the time. 3 of them managed to react quickly, scrambling out of the water before they could be caught in the sinkhole's pull. One man was nearly swallowed by the collapse, slipping and falling just inches from the crater's edge. But, miraculously, he too was able to escape. However, 2 others were not as lucky. Before the video even began, both men had already been sucked into the depths of the sinkhole. One of them managed to fight his way back to safety, but the other, 32-year-old Khalil Kim Hee, was nowhere to be found. When rescuers arrived on the scene, they attempted to enter the hole, expecting to find a shallow pit. Instead, they discovered that the sinkhole was far deeper than anyone had imagined, plummeting an astonishing 43 feet straight down. Worse still, the opening had rapidly filled with water, making any rescue attempt even more perilous. For 4 grueling hours, divers navigated the tight, claustrophobic void, desperately searching for Khalil. But by the time they reached him, it was already too late. Trapped at the very bottom of the sinkhole, he had drowned long before help could arrive. His final moments were likely some of the most terrifying imaginable. Suddenly being pulled underwater, dragged down into complete darkness, with no possible escape. When the dust settled, an investigation revealed the tragic truth behind the collapse. The villa's owner had constructed the pool without the proper permits, placing it in an area where the ground was structurally unsafe. As a result, he was charged with negligent manslaughter. While this disaster claimed only one life, it's chilling to consider how much worse it could have been. If more people had been in the pool at that moment, the death toll could have been catastrophic. But perhaps the most unsettling part of it all is just how sudden and unpredictable the event was. One moment, you're swimming in a luxury pool under the summer sun. The next, you're being dragged 40 feet underground, trapped in complete darkness, drowning with no chance of survival. All because of a freak phenomenon that no one saw coming. This next video takes us back to a deeply tragic video that was uploaded to YouTube in 2013 under the title, "Couple Drowns in Front of Camera." The video lasts around 7 minutes and captures what was supposed to be a peaceful and joyful moment between a young couple, 22-year-old Mohammed Dayan and his newlywed wife, during their one-year honeymoon spent near a quiet pond in the Bani Bus region, just south of Sana'a, Yemen. The footage itself was filmed by Mohammed using his phone, which he carefully placed on a nearby rock to record a seemingly innocent and romantic scene of the two embracing. For the first part of the video, everything appears to be going just fine as the couple smile, laugh, and enjoy each other's company in the calm setting of nature. However, that moment of serenity is quickly interrupted when Mohammed suddenly appears to slip, as seen between timestamps. And in a desperate attempt to save himself, reaches for his wife to hold on to her. Just seconds later, she too is pulled into the water. What follows is one of the most heart-wrenching sequences imaginable, as the two struggle, thrash, and cry out, attempting to make their way back to the shore. Despite their efforts, panic sets in, and after a minute of pure chaos, both individuals eventually submerge and are no longer seen on camera for the remainder of the footage. What makes this even more tragic is the understanding that if Mohammed hadn't instinctively clung to his wife in panic, she might have been able to get away. Or if either of them had known how to swim or kept calm under pressure, the outcome may have been entirely different. This video is a chilling reminder of how easily a serene moment can spiral into irreversible tragedy and highlights the critical importance of water safety. No matter how calm a body of water might appear, whether it's a lake, a pond, a river, or even a shallow creek, proper precautions and the ability to swim are not optional luxuries, but vital skills that could be the difference between life and death in an unexpected moment of crisis.
Meet Sam and Colby, two best friends and popular YouTubers known for their thrill-seeking explorations of the unknown. They've been creating videos for almost over a decade, often taking their audience along to eerie, abandoned locations and haunted places. But this time, they're not alone, ready to take on one of the most chilling sights in America, the Forest Haven Asylum. The Forest Haven Asylum, hidden deep in Laurel, Maryland, was originally opened in 1925 as a care facility for people with intellectual disabilities. But over the years, it became infamous for its abuse scandals, horrific conditions, and a wave of mysterious patient deaths. By 1991, after decades of tragedy, the asylum was finally forced to shut down. Today, rumors circulate that the restless spirits of deceased patients haunt its darkened halls.
No trespassing. Government property trespassers will be prosecuted, so I think we're in the right place.
The asylum is now government property, making it illegal to enter. They could be arrested or even face federal charges. But that doesn't deter them. They're ready to explore. Approaching outside, one man and two women. Unsure if it was security or fellow explorers, they hid, hoping to avoid getting caught, not realizing that within minutes, one of the girls would be dead. The boys run towards the forest, hoping to escape unnoticed. But then it happens. Later, they discovered the full horror of what had happened that night. The woman's screams they'd heard were from Laura Wallen.
Details of an ever-changing story are emerging in the murder of Columbia High School teacher Laura Wallen.
Laura had reportedly gone missing, and her boyfriend at the time, Tyler Tessier, was living a double life. Not only was he dating Laura, but he also had a fiancé. When Laura became pregnant, Tyler feared she might expose their situation, so he decided to take drastic action. On the night of her murder, Laura texted a friend for the last time, saying, "Tyler is taking me to this open field in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know why." And on that exact location, Laura's body was found.
In Montgomery County, where Laura Wallen, 4 months pregnant with Tessier's baby, was found in a shallow grave shot execution style.
Investigators pieced together the timeline, confirming that Sam, Colby, the Ireland boys, Laura and Tyler were all there at the same time. As for Laura, the horror of that night remains a painful memory for her loved ones.
Since 2015, cruise ships have become more than just a floating escape for vacationers. They're miniature cities, packed with food courts, spas, casinos, pools, and thousands of strangers sailing together through open water. But sometimes, those perfect trips turn into something else, something darker. In early November of that year, a woman and her husband boarded Oasis of the Seas for what was supposed to be a relaxing anniversary cruise through the Caribbean. And for the first few days, it was. Sunny skies, sparkling blue water, morning spa visits, cocktails by the pool. The kind of trip you book to forget about the world. But all of that changed in the middle of the night, around 1 a.m. on Friday, November 6th. Without warning, the massive vessel came to a dead stop in the middle of the ocean. A few minutes later, it started circling slowly. At first, most passengers were asleep, but by dawn, the rumors had already begun spreading from balcony to balcony. Someone had gone overboard, and it was all caught on camera. Let's have a look, and be warned this footage can be shocking for some viewers.
Stop yelling! Let them work!
You don't touch me! Because of you this happened, because I stepped out the door. Let go until he's on board. Until he's on board, I'm not going anywhere. Let go of me! Let go, get off me! Get off me! I'm not going anywhere until he's on board.
Watch. He's there! He's there! Stop! Get the life back! Get the life thing! Throw it over! Throw it over!
A young man had climbed over his own balcony onto the roof of a lifeboat, apparently after a fight with someone in his room. Security had spotted him on the ship's cameras and rushed down to try and intervene. But by the time they arrived, he was gone, swept into the vast black ocean below. No one saw him again. As the morning sun rose, the mood on the ship changed. Gone were the laughs, the music, the carefree energy. It felt like the entire cruise had been put on pause. People stood around in hushed groups, staring out over the railing, watching, waiting. Still nothing. Coast Guard boats arrived later, but there was no trace of him, no body, no clothes, just ocean. At that point, no one really knew what had happened. Some people said he was drunk. Others thought maybe he had jumped. But the only thing that was certain was that he wasn't coming back. And yet, something even more disturbing began unfolding shortly after. At first, cruise officials claimed the incident was the result of a domestic dispute. They said Elbaz had jumped of his own free will, but his family strongly disagreed. According to their attorney, Mike Winkleman, Elbaz and his husband had been subjected to homophobic slurs from crew members throughout the cruise. That night, things allegedly escalated into a confrontation with staff. Following the incident, the Broward Sheriff's Office conducted an investigation and concluded that Elbaz intentionally jumped from the balcony. Royal Caribbean maintained that their staff responded appropriately and denied any physical altercation with Elbaz. Despite these findings, Elbaz's family and their attorney, Michael Winkleman, continued to assert that he was subjected to anti-gay remarks from crew members, which they believe contributed to the tragic event. Bernardo Elbaz's body was never found, and somewhere out there, his story continues to drift silently beneath the waves.
Meet Lou, a YouTuber you might know from the channel Lou Rock. Known for his exploration videos, Lou often dives into eerie, abandoned places and delves into the paranormal world. Tonight he's investigating an old sugar mill that's been abandoned for over 20 years, and he's bringing his friend James from the channel The Fam along for the ride.
It's your boy Lou Rock. I'm actually filming a video here at this sugar mill that is across the street from the Hamilton jail. You guys will see that video on my channel. Here with my boy Gerald the Fam.
Gerald the Fam, what up, Lou Rock fam?
It's September 5th, 2022. A warm summer evening, seemingly perfect for an exploration. Or so it seems.
There's the jail across the street. And man, that is such a spooky picture right there. Yes, I did. It just sounded like there was somebody in there, right? It sounded like something's moving around.
As Lou and James step into the decaying mill, navigating the dark, crumbling hallways, they're struck by an eerie sense that they aren't alone.
Whoa, that's a really old, like, plaid shirt. Whoa. What the hell was that? Yeah. That sounded very strange.
Like something fall or something, and then
I heard, like, moaning.
Yeah, it sounded like a moan or like a grunt. Anybody in here? We're friendly.
Strange, unsettling noises echo through the empty halls, heightening the tension. But these two are seasoned explorers. They're determined to see this through. After combing through the mill, they decide to head to a nearby abandoned church, rumored to be haunted. With their spirit talker device in hand, they make their way toward the ominous building, unknown what awaits them.
Yeah, I hear somebody.
I swear I just seen somebody in there.
You guys seen somebody in there?
Yeah.
Okay, so I heard somebody and you said you probably saw someone. I mean, there could be a homeless person living there.
This is definitely the church.
As they enter, Lou claims he spots someone lurking in the shadows. A man, perhaps. But when they step inside, it's empty. Was it his imagination? Or was there truly someone there? This question will soon be answered. Using the spirit box, they attempt to communicate with any lingering spirits, and then something chilling comes through.
Oh my God! Dude, the spirit box said there's a man here.
The box seems to warn them of a presence, one that clearly has no desire for them to stay. Just moments later, as Lou and James try to leave, it happens.
Alright, I messed that one up. Show my boy, the fam, some love. His link will be in the description.
Oh, did you hear that?
Yo.
Bro.
Oh my gosh. Alright, man. I'm ready to bounce.
Oh, what is that?
Yo. Oh! Yo. Yo. Yo.
Dude, where are you? Where are you?
Yo, let's go. Let's go.
I'm gonna go behind you. I can't
There's
see.
a tree here.
Go. I'm gonna
Let's
hold your
go.
shoulder. Go. What the hell?
What the hell was that, bro?
Did somebody shoot at us?
Dude, they're behind us. Go. What the f?
A loud gunshot echoes through the night. Without hesitation, they sprint from the church, running for their lives. The shot seems like a warning, perhaps from a squatter or someone wanting to claim the place as their own. Fortunately, it was only a single shot, and both Lou and James escaped unharmed. This experience was a harsh reminder that when exploring abandoned places, sometimes the biggest dangers aren't ghosts but humans.
A vacation meant to bring joy ended in tragedy. In August 2015, in the city of Morelia, Michoacán, a family checked into a hotel for what was supposed to be a simple summer getaway. But what happened by the poolside would later shock Mexico and the world. 3-year-old Fatima Cecilia Aldriguete Alvarez was there with her mother and stepfather, José David López Garcia. The trip was intended as time to relax and connect, yet surveillance cameras would capture a very different story.
A 3-year-old girl drowned after being thrown repeatedly into a hotel swimming pool in Mexico. Horrifying surveillance video obtained by a Quadratine News TV shows her stepfather throwing her in multiple times. He watches her bob up for air and appears to pull her as she's submerged underwater. According to the time listed in the surveillance video, the two were at the pool for an hour and a half and then returned later. He tossed her into the pool again and then attempted to throw a life preserver at her.
Security footage revealed Lopez Garcia forcing the child into the hotel's swimming pool multiple times. Each attempt left her more vulnerable, her energy slipping away as she struggled in the water.
Reports say the mom of the daughter was asleep in the hotel while the stepfather took the toddler to the pool. He has been charged with homicide and is currently in prison awaiting a court hearing.
In the final moments, she did not resurface. Inside their hotel room, her mother remained asleep, unaware of the unfolding tragedy. When investigators reviewed the footage, the evidence was undeniable. Lopez Garcia was arrested and charged with homicide. In court, the video was shown frame by frame, and the case drew national attention. The judge condemned the act as one of deliberate cruelty and sentenced him to 100 years in prison, a punishment meant to send a clear message about accountability and the protection of children. For many, the case stood as a stark reminder of how appearances can mask darker truths, and how vigilance, even in everyday spaces, can sometimes reveal what might otherwise go unseen. Mark Chopper was one of the most notorious and feared criminals in Australian history. Known for his brutal crimes and larger-than-life persona, he built a reputation that dominated the Melbourne underworld for years. After spending a significant part of his life behind bars, Chopper did something no one expected. He turned his violent past into best-selling books. With brutal honesty and a twisted sense of humor, he shared raw, unfiltered tales of crime, chaos, and survival. His stories blurred the line between villain and anti-hero, captivating readers across the country. The books became cult classics. His rise in infamy eventually caught the attention of journalist Renee Brack, who in 1992 traveled to Tasmania to conduct his first-ever televised interview. Her goal? To get Chopper to open up, not just as a criminal, but as a man. The interview started off relatively normal, if you can call anything involving Mark Red normal. They covered a wide range of topics, from his time in the mafia to his unique brand of violence. At one point, he casually demonstrated his aiming skills, picked up during his criminal past.
I'm a very, very good shot. Would you like me to show you how good a shot I am?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll get my young assistant, Trent. Grab that bottle. Get over there. This bloke's play by the hour.
Once Chopper got started, there was no stopping him.
You want me to have a go? Show you?
Okay.
Will I show you? All right. Hold it up clear. Hang on, just see if the gun works first. Oh, the gun works nicely. Yep, I'm a crack shot.
So how long's it taken you to be a shot like that?
Oh.
But things took a dark turn when Renee asked him a question about a Russian roulette game he supposedly played with the Chinese mafia. One he claimed to have won money from. What she didn't expect was that Mark would demonstrate it, right then and there.
But there's one scene the Americans didn't see, and neither did viewers in Australia.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a slug in this gun. Now, you got to take my word for it, but there's a slug in this gun. Well, I want one shot to my head, one shot to Renee's. Are you ready, Renee?
I don't think I want to play.
Are you ready? You don't want to play. Bad luck.
Chopper picked up a revolver and began playing Russian roulette on camera. It was reckless, tense, dead silent in the room. So dangerous, in fact, that the cameraman stopped recording. In a later interview, Renee revealed what happened after the cameras cut. She said she was in complete shock, nervously laughing, trying to defuse the moment. That's when Chopper pointed the gun at the ground, pulled the trigger, and it fired. Then again, another shot. There had been a live round in the chamber. Had he pulled the trigger on himself one more time, or turned it toward Renee, it could have ended in a tragedy caught on film. Chopper later admitted it himself. If I'd pulled the trigger a third time on camera, she would have died. I could have blown my own brains out for a joke. And the scariest part? He wasn't trying to bluff. He didn't know what he was doing. He was just gambling with his life, and someone else's, for the sake of a dramatic moment. Some have speculated that he was banking on the myth of how bullets usually fall into the third or fourth chamber. But there was no strategy, no calculation, just dumb luck. This moment, insane, reckless, and almost fatal, became a chilling example of why many journalists now tread carefully, or avoid altogether, interviewing volatile ex-criminals. Because some stories aren't just dangerous to tell, they're dangerous to be near. Let these stories serve as a reminder to always take care of yourself and your loved ones. Life can change in an instant, so stay cautious, stay aware, and most importantly, stay safe out there. Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these horrifying clips, click to see more on the video on screen.